Have you ever thought that a bridge or an overpass could be your safe haven during a tornado? If so, you're not alone. It's a common misconception that these structures offer protection during such severe weather events, but the reality is far from it. Let's take a moment to understand this from an expert's perspective. Aaron Brackett, a seasoned meteorologist from KFOR in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, strongly cautions against this belief. According to him, the idea of bridges or overpasses being safe during a tornado is not just misguided, it's dangerous. So why is it a bad idea to seek shelter under a bridge during a tornado? Well, it's all about the wind dynamics. When tornado winds, which can be as high as 100 miles per hour, are forced through the narrow space under a bridge, they can increase to an astonishing 150 miles per hour. Now that's a frightening thought, isn't it? But it's not just the intensified winds that pose a threat. The danger is compounded by the fact that many people may have the same idea. As Brackett explains, all it takes is a couple more vehicles doing the same exact thing and all of a sudden you have a roadblock. Imagine being trapped under a bridge that's quickly turning into a parking lot, with everyone at risk. And let's not forget about the potential for falling debris. Tornadoes can and do decimate structures, including bridges and overpasses. If cars and passengers are immobile underneath, they can be struck by debris, causing serious, even fatal injuries. In fact, a tragic incident in 1999 saw residents losing their lives because they chose to shelter under a bridge during a tornado. This is a stark reminder of the real risks involved. So, contrary to common belief, stopping under an overpass can be a fatal mistake. Instead of providing shelter, bridges and overpasses can become death traps during a tornado due to increased wind speeds, potential roadblocks, and falling debris. Remember, when it comes to tornado safety, it's important to know the facts and debunk the myths. So if bridges aren't safe, what does the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, advise? Well, according to FEMA, it seems that a surprising number of people believe that seeking shelter under an overpass is a safe bet. Half of the survey respondents thought so, in fact, but FEMA cautions against this, and they're also against the idea of parking under trees. Despite what you might think, trees offer little to no protection and can even become dangerous projectiles in the high-speed winds of a tornado. Now, let's move on to what you should do. The National Weather Service has some clear advice on this, and it centers around one key idea: getting indoors. The safest place during a tornado is inside a sturdy building, and even better if it has a basement or a tornado shelter. These structures are designed to withstand high winds and can provide a safe haven in a storm. Don't be fooled into thinking that sheds or mobile homes offer the same level of safety. They lack the necessary support to endure high winds. If you're out on the road, look for truck stops or convenience stores. These are usually solid buildings and a far better option than your vehicle or an overpass. Remember, seeking shelter under a bridge or a tree is not a good idea. When it comes to facing a tornado, knowledge is power. Make sure you're armed with the right information to keep yourself safe. But what if you're driving when a tornado hits? What should you do then? When you're on the road and a tornado is bearing down, the first thing to do is find a robust structure where you can take shelter. This could be anything from a convenience store to a truck stop. The key is to get out of your vehicle without blocking traffic and seek protection. Now, what if there's no building in sight? In that case, staying in your vehicle might be your best option. Keep your seatbelt on, windows closed, and stay as low as possible to avoid injury from potential flying glass. As a last resort, if there's absolutely no other option, you might consider leaving your vehicle. Look for the lowest point nearby, like a ditch or a ravine, and lie flat, protecting your head if possible. But remember, this is only a last-ditch effort and exposes you to significant risk of injury from flying debris and cars. If you know the tornado's directional path, it might be possible to drive away from it. For instance, if the tornado is moving east, driving south could take you out of its path. But remember, outrunning a tornado is not feasible. Your safety is paramount, and the best place to be during a tornado is indoors, away from windows. So, to stay safe during a tornado, remember these tips and, most importantly, avoid seeking shelter under bridges and overpasses.